and welcome to Charts and Hearts. I'm Sarah, and she's Lindsay.
And together we're working our way through an epic list of rom-coms in order to find and categorize tropes in the hopes of creating the nerdiest spreadsheet podcasts have ever seen.
And our episode this week is 2022's Bros. Yeah, so this was a movie, I don't know if it was a Netflix original, but it's on Netflix now.
No, it went theatrical release.
Oh, wow. Crazy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it stars and was written by Billy Eichner, and the sort of romantic co-lead is Luke Macfarlane, and then a whole cast of other people. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. It's, as I told my sister last night, I was like, it's a lot of Billy Eichner.
Yeah, it's very Billy Eichner. Which
2 hours might be too much.
Yeah,
Billy Eichner.
Yeah.
A person who I enjoy a lot.
But,
yeah.
But he plays like a heightened version of himself.
Yeah, and he also
really,
like, the character is that he doesn't stop talking, so it's just a lot of,
yeah.
Even when it's not turning into an awkward situation, when it is a lot of the time, I'm just like, but what if we just shush?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. But overall, very fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Charming.
Yeah. Charming. I mean, Luke Macfarlane is very charming, very attractive. Mm-hmm. And for our purposes of this movie, they make fun of a lot of rom-com tropes.
Yes, they do. Yes. Yeah. And he is in a bunch of Hallmark movies, which is funny, like, because
so many
make fun of Hallmark in this.
Yeah, it's
a lot.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen it, Billy Eichner is himself, basically. Yeah. He's a gay historian who wants the stories told, which is perfectly great.
Yeah, and he hosts a podcast, and I know, and he also is like the executive director of a nonprofit that's trying to get an LGBTQ plus museum made in New York.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, this is perfect for Lindsay. She works for a nonprofit. Uh-huh. And also podcast references.
Yep. It felt really cool and chill, this whole movie.
Yeah.
So he meets Luke Macfarlane. They like have a couple of dates, but like on and off. The main thrust of their before they fall in love is like Billy Eichner has low self-esteem. He just hides it behind his talking.
Brashness, yeah.
Yeah, and is like, you don't want to be with me because you want to be with bros.
Yeah,
gay
or like
bros.
Super hot guys. Or, And then Luke Macfarlane doesn't really want to like date seriously, so he just has like threesomes and hookups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they like get closer and they are together for a little while, and then Luke asks him to like tone it down a little bit in front of his mom, and then that of course makes Billy Eichner mad, and he goes a little bit over the top, and they break up, and then they're sad, and then they get back together at the end with the big event speech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very charming, very swoony, and the funny parts are really funny. Like all the bits about like the ideas for what to put in the museum, and the fights between all the different, like the guy who's bi and the trans people and the lesbians and stuff about like what to put in the museum, like the whole thing about the like Abraham Lincoln exhibit and hilarious.
Bowen Yang just killing it always.
He was so good.
Yeah.
So they and then by the end they make like a night at the museum, but it's all gay people, and it's so funny. Yeah.
And it's all like SNL people pretending to be gay people. Amy Schumer and Seth Meyers and Kenan Thompson, and it's great.
It's very funny. And then they try to get a donation from Deborah Messing, and then Deborah Messing is like plays a very unhinged version of herself, who's like so mad that she's a gay icon, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. So I don't have a ton, like, when you strip it down to its rom-com bits, it's a very basic rom-com, which is great, and probably on purpose, because it references a lot of rom-coms in this movie. So there's not a ton of observations. My main one is, what is this podcast? He's doing a live call-in show.
Think so.
Is what he says, and I'm like, I don't really know. That's not a thing, but he's also at the same time streaming live on Facebook, which is a whole other thing in general, but also nobody was streaming on Facebook, live on Facebook in 2022.
No. Well,
nobody. That's
maybe
over.
all I could think is like, yeah, other than the streaming on Facebook, is it a radio show that is also then broadcast as a podcast?
Well,
so
I don't know.
Why it's a call-in?
But only because he calls it a podcast, and he didn't seem to have any radio equipment.
No,
he didn't seem to have any kind of he had a microphone.
Yeah, it's very hand-wavy about the details.
Anyway,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's only my problem.
Indeed. Okay, so let's talk about tropes, because, oh man.
Yeah, the only other observation I have is that he sings She's Like the Wind, and that's amazing. Not just because Dirty Dancing was their first movie, but She's Like the Wind is an incredible song.
And honestly, Billy Eichner actually is a very good singer.
Yeah.
Which I learned in this, but it's, Okay, tropes.
Okay.
Yeah, this takes place in New York, and it's very New York.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially at Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah, New York's really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like museums and just cities and...
Yeah, walking through the cities.
And, all kinds of stuff.
There's a lot of cameos in this. We already mentioned the Night at the Gay Museum stuff, but there's also a ton of gay icon cameos.
Yep.
Kristen Chenoweth.
Yep.
Bowen. Deborah Messing.
Jay Rodriguez from the original...
from Queer Eye.
Queer Eye, yeah.
Harvey Fierstein.
Yep.
Just being amazing, as always. And probably more.
And then they're not really cameos, but the sort of supporting cast, sort of most notably, at least the person I knew the most, is Dot Marie Jones from Glee, and then Guy Branum, who I've seen in lots of like comedy stuff. They're sort of in the sort of group of other museum employee people. Yeah.
And Jim Rash, who is the best.
Yes. Yeah.
And makes me want to sing Gay Dean, but that's a deep cut from Community. Anyway.
Amazing. Okay. Yeah. So we've got a single guy. Actually, we've got two single guys who are totally not sad about being single, but they both secretly kind of are. Yeah. But they're just like covering it in different ways.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I said, we've got romantic movies. He watches You've Got Mail at one point, which is the best. There is I guess it's a fee to Billy Crystal that you have to mention When Harry Met Sally in rom-coms now. I think so. That law was passed or something. It's always there. And then they make up their own Hallmark so that they don't get sued.
Yeah. Like Hull,
and
I forget what they call it.
Hull Heart, I think.
Hull Heart, yeah.
And they do a lot of insane...
Like, absolutely bonkers one. It's like, we've done a gay one, so let's do a polyamorous one for Christmas. And
was it? Oh, Sarah Paulson in Home Alone.
Yeah. Oh, man. All of those references were amazing. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of montages in this.
Mm-hmm. Like, including one of, like, time passing and they're falling in love.
Yeah, it's really good. But there's also, like, time passing and they're not falling in love. They're just banging.
Just banging. And then also they're sad. It's sad montage. The sad montage.
And then there's also the, like, museum, like, making a museum event montage kind of thing. Yeah.
And then at the end, literally the last, like, I guess 15, 20 minutes are the rest of these tropes.
Yeah.
So we have running. Yes. But also it's running in the tropiest of way, but also I like to watch Luke McFarlane run is a thing I've discovered. Wasn't mad about that.
Nope. And then, he shows up at the museum event, which is like the big opening of the museum, and it's a fancy gala kind of thing. And so he arrives and interrupts the speech, which we'll get to in a sec, but he also arrives completely underdressed because he's wearing like sweatpants and a t-shirt and a puffy vest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he gets there at the speech. He's not, it's less Bridget Jonesing. Like, he doesn't yell at
interrupt it, which is, it was nice. It was,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But then, because Billy Eichner sees him, he then sings a song he wrote for him.
Yes.
For
no reason. Like,
it was a little weird.
The song is ridiculous because he's trying to, like, I made you a country song because the whole thing with Luke McFarlane's character is really into Garth Brooks and stuff. Yeah. And prefers country music to, like, normal, like, stereotypical gay music or whatever. Or, like, gay, music
like Mariah.
Mariah or, like, disco or, like, all that kind of stuff. Like, he's into country. So, Billy Eichner writes this country song for him. And it is, like, the lyrics are really sweet and cute, but it's very long. Mm-hmm. And kind of awkward. And incredibly cheesy.
Yes. And like so weird to do on stage at the opening of your museum.
Yeah.
With all of your other
personal
board members or whatever they are.
Playing backup instruments.
Yeah. It was strange.
It's too, it feels personal. Like, it was the idea of doing a song, if it was less personal and more like a song that he, now feels capable of doing or like inspired to do because his love is there.
Of him. Yeah.
but it was a song for him.
Yeah.
So it was just weird.
Yeah.
But then they have a big kiss in front of everybody.
Big kiss, and that's nice.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And obviously, since we're talking about it, they have a big event at the end. Everything ends at a big event.
And then also, like, McFarlane goes to do a proposal, but we've seen this in a few other ones. It's like, it's not actually a proposal. It's like, will you date me for 3 months and then we can talk about our relationship more?
Yeah. That's very cute.
Yeah. Date for 3 months and reassess. Yeah.
Oh, and this one actually isn't at the end. I just put it down here. It's in the middle. They do have random dancing.
Yes.
But it's funny dancing. Like, Luke McFarlane is a really bad dancer, so Billy Eichner bad dances with him.
Yeah, it's
But
adorable.
it does help them fall in love, but it's not like, oh, we're slow dancing and therefore we're touching for the first time. Like, not a normal kind of random dancing trope.
No. Well, because they're at, like, a dance club.
Yeah.
And there's an epilogue.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
nice.
like, pretty low-key, but yeah, it's good. It's good. Okay. Does this movie pass the Bechdel test?
Yes.
Yeah.
As we said, the council has 2 trans women and a non-binary person, and also Dot Marie Jones is also there. And so they talk a ton about things.
Museum things. Yeah.
I don't think they talk about boys at all, except Billy Eichner.
Well, they talk about
projecting.
Like, yeah, or they talk about, like, not, like, doing more than just, like, the cis white gay museum.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, I forgot that at the beginning. That was one of the funniest things. Billy Eichner gets some, like, I don't know, media award, and they literally call the award the, like, cis
white gay man of the year.
Cis white gay man of the year. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty
and
amazing.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's lots of little, like, tongue-in-cheek, like, heightened reality kind of inside jokes as well, which I enjoyed.
And, like, he wrote a bunch of books for children about gay history of, like, are you there, God? It's me.
Marina Navratilova.
Yeah. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
but yes.
Back to Bechdel.
Bechdel. Yeah.
Similar to, I don't know about this movie in particular, but it reminded me of Fire Island when Alison Bechdel just gave it a pass. So
yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I bet at least this one has more than just gay men as the queer characters. It has a wider variety. Okay, let's make a pie.
Yeah,
because I guess we didn't really talk about, like, Luke McFarlane's character arc, but he goes from being a lawyer who does people's wills, basically, like a probate lawyer, to being a chocolatier. And so there's lots of tiny chocolates, and it's really sweet.
It is, and he's like, I have to tell you something, and you think it's going to be bad. And he's like, I want to make tiny chocolate. And he just says the words tiny chocolate over and again. Like, it's
and then he, like, sends him, like, a voice memo, like, oh, I did the thing, even though they were broken up. Like, because he's just so proud of it. I don't know, like 30%?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gay icons.
Oh my gosh.
There's a lot of them. And Deborah Messing has an amazing arc, basically. And so does Bowen. He comes back at the end.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, because he's like the
funder. Gives him $5 million.
Slightly chaotic. No, not slightly. Incredibly chaotic.
Yep. Rich
funder,
man.
like donor to the museum.
Yeah.
Okay. 50%?
Yeah.
Honestly, it was bonkers. And, like, there's more that I'm sure we missed.
Oh, yeah.
And then...
Oh, sorry. I'm just... Oh. Also, there's, like, a ton of actual history.
Yes. Yeah.
So that also counts, because it's, like, all of the people.
Yeah.
The gay icons of the past.
Through history, Harvey Milk.
Yeah.
Lots of them.
Stonewall women, yeah.
Stonewall people and... Yeah.
And Abraham Lincoln, maybe.
And Abraham Lincoln. And
Eleanor
also,
Roosevelt.
I think, like, I'm not as, like, familiar with, like, drag queens, but I think throughout there's a lot of drag queens that are, like, famous.
Yes. Yeah,
throughout.
Probably.
But I just am less familiar with that. Okay, so then that leaves us with 20% for Hall Heart movies.
Yes. Is it Have a Holly Polly Christmas? Is that what it was called?
Yep.
It's like 7 people.
7 people just standing in front of a tree.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh man, this was fun. It was really dumb, and because it was just like a fun, dumb, light movie, I think it doesn't give us that much to talk about.
Yeah.
It's all stuff that we have talked about a lot. But yeah, I still really enjoyed it, even though, or maybe because it's dumb. It's kind of like it's not as dumb as, like, The Hangover, but it's in that vein of, like, irreverent, dumb, but also has some heart. I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where it's like, it's got a toe in parody.
Yeah.
But not in, like, a mean way. It's like, it still wants you to accept it as a film. I think, from everything I know about Billy Eichner, I think maybe he just isn't he just can't write stuff that doesn't have a toe in parody.
Well,
maybe?
I don't know. It's a toe in, and it's parodying, like, himself, and like
that, and the community also,
fun at, like, the sort of pretentiousness of certain aspects of, like, various cultures, including gay culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know. It like turns out really sweet. So
yeah,
I don't,
really,
yeah,
the end is really nice. Yeah.
Yeah. But, okay. So what do we think is next for them? So
well,
they date for 3 months.
They wanted to go for 3 months and then see how it goes. And so I'm on board with that. I feel like if they can work through their problems, which I think Luke probably worked through a lot of them by quitting his job.
Yes, for sure.
And so I feel good about it.
Except then the very, very end, so it's his mom brings her grade 2 class to the museum for a tour, and then Luke McFarlane's like, oh, well, you want kids, right? And Billy Eichner's like, absolutely not. So, I mean, that is a thing that they will have to get over. But
unless Luke is being glib. I have no idea.
I don't know. Or also, is Billy Eichner, like, not wanting kids just because
he's afraid of things?
He's afraid? Like, I don't know. But also,
or he's afraid of a commitment. At this point, he's like 41, so like, exactly. Just maybe not, but whatever.
I don't know. Yeah. It sort of just, that's the only thing that gave me pause, but other than that, I think that they are set up for success. And Lindsay, what's next for them? Or no, what's next for us?
Woo-hoo! It's action month. Whoop, whoop. You thought we would stop making rom-com podcasts after we did Speed, but we're doing a whole month.
Yay!
On the main feed, we are doing The Fall Guy, which was the inspiration for this month.
Oh, it was
so fun. A classic romance action movie, True Lies.
It'll be interesting.
And then on the Patreon, we are doing Italian Job 2003. 2000 version. The Seth Green edition. That's the one.
The newer one.
Yeah. I'm very excited
Amazing.
about all of that.
Right? I haven't seen... Fall Guy I've only seen when we saw it the first time. The other ones I haven't seen for a million years.
Yeah, so I think I saw half of True Lies on TV at my parents' like 4 years ago. So I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting experience. Okay. Well, that brings us to the end of this episode. We would love it if you can leave us a rating or a review wherever you get your podcasts. And you can find us on social media. We're at Charts and Hearts Podcast on Instagram and Threads.
Or you can head to our website at chartsandhearts.com, where you can submit your suggestions for rom-coms and tropes for us to add to the list. This was our first Pride Month. After we chose our movies, I thought of like 8 more movies we can do for another Pride Month or at any point in time of the year. Indeed. But do feel free to suggest LGBTQ plus movies, as well as movies featuring people of color as the leads, because those are things that we would like to feature.
And poorly represented in the genre, for sure.
Yes. You can also check out our Patreon at patreon.com/chartsandheartsclub. For this month, we did The Half of It, which was a really cute teen queer movie that we really enjoyed, featuring a person of color. Hooray!
Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Let us know your thoughts on this movie. How do you feel about Billy Eichner singing for like 5 minutes on stage?
And Luke McFarlane running.
Oh, yeah, I feel very differently about those two things. Me too. And in the meantime, I am dancing, okay? What do you want me to do? The fucking Nutcracker Suite?
Oh, so
Epic.
good.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye.